I'm Margaret Kerrigan, and this is Art Market Minute from ArtNet Pro. It's Monday, January 19th, and these are the top market stories going into the week. Christie's has nabbed the estate of the late Belgian collecting power couple Roger and Josette van Turnhout. More than 200 works will be offered by the auction house during its marquee 20th 21st Century sales in London in March. All told, it's expected to bring in a total of $53.5 million. Roughly a third of the collection is Surrealist and Dada works, as demand for Surrealism remains high. Major highlights include René Magritte's 1940 painting of a large leaf set amid a distant mountainscape, estimated at $4.7 million, and Max Ernst's 1921 seascape, estimated at $2 million. There is also a Cubist double portrait of Dora Maar by Pablo Picasso that could fetch $4 million, and plenty of modern British art, including sculptures by Henry Moore, Barbara Hepworth, and Lynn Chadwick. After the recent cancellation of its Venice Biennale pavilion that was to feature an artwork about violence in Gaza by artist Gabriel Goliath, South Africa is laying blame for its surprise decision at the feet of an unidentified foreign nation that sought to use the pavilion for quote-unquote proxy power. South African officials reportedly then went on to name that country as Qatar, according to an article published by the Israeli publication Ynet News. When Gayton McKenzie, the South African culture minister, announced that the exhibition was being pulled earlier this month, he claimed that during the funding stages, he had learned that a foreign nation had undertaken to purchase the artworks concerned following the conclusion of the Biennale. McKenzie said in his statement that this had raised alarm, and it was being alleged that South Africa's platform was being used as a proxy by a foreign power to endorse a geopolitical message about the actions of Israel in Gaza. He did not mention Qatar in his statement, and the Ynet News article relied largely upon unnamed diplomatic sources in South Africa. Qatari culture officials did not respond to ArtNet's request for comment, nor did artist Goliath. Goliath previously called the cancellation an act of censorship that, if enforced, would enact a grave violation of the right to freedom of expression. The future of South Africa's National Pavilion for this edition of the Venice Biennale, which opens in May, still remains unclear. Art Cologne, one of the oldest and longest-running art fairs on the international circuit, has just announced 88 exhibitors for its revived Palma Mallorca edition, launching on April 9th. An earlier one-off edition was held there nearly 2 decades ago, in 2007. Exhibitors include Berlin's Future Gallery, 17 Gallery from London, and Estonia's Temnikova and Kassala. That's it for this week. You can get more details on these stories on news.artnet.com. Make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or wherever else you get your podcasts, to stay up to date on the latest news in the art market. And please also take a minute to rate and review us to help others discover what we're doing. Art Market Minute is produced by Sonia Manalili and me, Margaret Kerrigan. Thanks for listening, and see you next week.